Hey, you know that pet tax thing that we're talking about?
Yeah.
As ridiculous as it sounds, we actually are going to be talking to a veterinarian here in the Valley.
Right.
About this thing. So if you have a dog, and I don't know why they're targeting just dogs on this, but if you have a dog, you have a new tax that you have to pay.
Are we sure it's just dogs?
Is it all pets?
I thought it was pet. I don't know.
It is pets. Oh, gosh, I'm
we'll
sorry.
ask her.
I misread that. Okay. So if you have a pet, guess what? You're now paying more in taxes. Especially if you have a fat pet. 98.7 The Peak.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. We've got a veterinarian on the line with us that's going to be talking to us here in just a couple minutes.
Okay.
About the new pet tax that's supposed to be taking place, I think, sometime in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Where they're going to tax you on how much your pet weighs.
So stupid.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mimi in Peoria, you're about to say something that's very controversial.
Oh, Mimi.
I am.
You're going to stir the pot.
Go ahead, Mimi.
The pot that these people would be using to cook their massive amounts of food with.
Stop it.
What?
Exactly. I think you were talking about that overweight dog tax, or just the
it was
dog
pets,
tax?
I guess. It was pets,
Yeah.
Pet, right. Well, I think that people should have that same tax.
Mimi, I see where you're going with that, but you can see why we're a little hesitant to jump on board.
Well, think about all the revenue that would bring in, and all the states that have a revenue problem or a budget problem, and that could solve a lot of things, and it would also make people lose weight, possibly, some people.
And it would also cause a lot of anorexia, I think. I want to be clear about this. It's not an overweight pet tax, it's just a pet tax on weight. So however much your pet weighs is how much you pay. And that's pretty ridiculous in and of itself, I think.
Well, yeah, because think about people who love the bigger dogs. I mean, or cats. You can't.
I don't know. Well, it's not like a plumper situation or something. I just think it's a ridiculous tax, anyways.
Oh.
You're like people. Think about the people who have fetishes for fat dogs and fat cats.
I didn't say fetish. I said who? How much is that dog in the window? The one with the wagony chair. How much is that dog?
All right, enough of that. So we got this new tax, I guess, and I didn't even hear about it being proposed. This is the funny thing. I didn't know it was even there.
Well, you've admittedly said that you don't read all this stuff on the ballot, and if you don't know it,
you're right. I don't vote for it, or sometimes I just fill things in.
Right. Ouch. Nice. You're one of the people that's now causing. You're such an idiot. What is wrong with you?
Well, I'm in a hurry.
Okay.
So this is the thing. I didn't even hear about this, but apparently it got pushed through.
Okay.
And starting, I think here in a couple of weeks, we have got a new pet tax.
Correct.
Based on how much your pet weighs.
Right.
That's how much you're going to pay. Kind of like a property tax. How much is your property worth?
Oh,
that's how much you pay.
There you go.
So we thought that maybe it would make sense to bring on a veterinarian here in the Valley.
Yeah, they probably know a little bit more than we do at this point.
Go ahead. What's her name?
Dr. Melanie Perry is on the line.
All right, Melanie Perry. Good morning, Melanie.
Hi there.
So tell us a little bit about this pet tax and what you know about it.
Well, with the economy the way it is, the government's trying to get money any way they can, and now they've decided that they're going to start taxing animals based on their weight. So if a dog weighs 100 pounds, you're going to pay more in taxes than a dog that weighs 70 pounds, let's say.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so now we're going to be required to keep these records. It's going to be very interesting.
Now, do you have to send in, every time you get a new client or a client that comes back with their pet for a checkup, do you have to send those statistics into the government?
Yes, we do. It's going to be a lot more paperwork for us, but...
How did you hear about this new pet tax, and what were your feelings about it?
Well, we all got a letter about, a month ago, I'd say, saying that it was going to take effect starting April 15th. I guess the government's got to get money somewhere, so now they're going after the animals.
We have had stories over the last year or so about different people getting minor plastic surgery procedures done to their pets, their dogs in particular. How long is it before people start? Because this tax, the thing is, when it starts costing people money, people get crazy, right?
Right.
So how long is it before we start seeing, like, gastric bypass for dogs?
I imagine it's on the horizon. I've never been asked personally to do it, but I could definitely see it happening. I mean, people, they see them dogs as like an extension of themselves. So.
Sure.
Wow.
What about lipo? Have you been asked, or has anybody inquired about lipo or anything like that?
I did have one that actually asked me that, and I said, it's not really the right way to go about it, but she was pretty insistent. Now, I don't know anyone that does lipo on dogs, but like I said, I'll bet it's on the horizon.
Dr. Perry, just to, kind of summarize this, basically,
we're now going to have a pet tax based upon the weight of your pet. So it doesn't matter if your pet's overweight or not, you're still going to be taxed.
Right, but obviously you can't change, if they're natural weight and they can't really get much thinner, you can't do much about that. But if they're overweight, you can take off some of those pounds and then save yourself some money.
So do you think people are going to be cropping ears now more and chopping? No, you joke about that, but what if I have a Great Dane? I had a Great Dane growing up in high school, and his ears weren't cropped and his tail wasn't cropped.
Okay, well, the ears probably don't weigh very much. The tail, yeah, you got some bones in there, so yeah, that could take off a pound or so.
Every ounce counts when you're paying for it, right?
Hey, and you know what? This is another good reason to neuter your dog.
Get rid of
those big old jewels hanging down there.
That's right.
That's right.
Flapping in the wind.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Dr. Melanie Perry, thank you so much for taking the time with us and explaining this new pet tax that we've got going on.
It'll be interesting to see where this all goes.
Yeah, we'll have you back on when we get more information on it. Thank you, Dr. Perry.
You're welcome.
And she works here in the Valley, too, right?
Yes, she does.
Right,
yes.
What a sweet woman.
Wow.
260-9870, that's the number. Or if you want to text us.
That's right, 411-987. And, of course, Sanderson Volvo wants to remind you that although we love your texts, don't text and drive.
Please don't do that. Just you want to weigh in on this. It seems just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And granted, Jack, my dog's got a poop on he could lose.
So does Kuma.
Got a hot dog or two on his neck, but whatever. Chris and Amy in the morning.
Apparently,
dog lovers.
It's all about whispering today, too.
It's about creating a mood.
Okay.
Allowing you to get into the moment.
Okay.
If you have a dog, a cat, a fish, a lizard.
Anything.
A pet iguana.
Potbelly pig.
Potbelly pig. There's a new tax called the pet tax, where the government plans to tax you on your pet according to how much it weighs.
Right.
We'll get you the details on that in just a second. Deb Ruski. Debbie, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Deb Ruski.
I'm fine. I think this pet tax is ridiculous. I mean, to me, it's going to make the animals suffer because people are going to take them in to want to get, like you said, the ears cut and the tails chopped. Now the animal's going to suffer, and then the next thing's going to be, okay, what about a tax write-off?
Okay, does that mean we can now write off pet food?
Exactly.
Pet supplies?
Exactly. That's why I think it's totally ridiculous.
You know what? I don't know. And again, Deb, we do have that website. What is it?
NoPetTax.org. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Good. How are you,
We're
Sarah?
doing well for two dog owners.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no kidding. I've got two of them myself.
Okay.
Here's my thought, is this is going to have terrible effects that they haven't thought about, like people not taking their dogs to the vet, which means no vaccinations, not registering their dogs with the county like they're required to avoid this tax.
Yeah.
Great point, Sarah. Great point.
So not only are we going to have probably a severe cut down in adoptions of pets that just want forever homes, good loving pets, but we're also going to have a huge rise in sick pets as well.
That sucks.
Exactly.
Diseased pets. All right, well, thank you for calling. We appreciate that. We're on the website right now. What are a few of the stipulations? It kind of breaks down some of the...
the weight thing. Okay, so it says all pets under 3 pounds will be waived. Pets 4 to 44, the weight would be subject to a $1 per pound pet tax.
Okay.
45 to 85, it would be $1.50 per pound pet tax.
Oh, my
Pets
goodness.
86 pounds and higher, $2 per pound.
Wow.
Pet tax. Now, over to the right on the website, it does say that you can sign this petition that everyone started, and it will be sent to the White House, hoping that maybe before the 15th we can get it stopped.
And it also says, and you can go check this out on your own, but NoPetTax.org. It also says the pets that will be taxed.
Yes. So if you want to clarify that, I know we've had some people ask about horses and what have you. So.
All right. Yeah. So we'll check that out. We've got the link on 987thepeak.com, but also NoPetTax.org.